I am not staying in a barren marriage.
My husband, please, I beg you.
20 years, Maya. 20 years.
I begged God. I cried to God day and night.
And what did your God give us? Shame, only shame. And what did your God give us? Shame, only shame.
Maya sat alone inside her small hut. The fire in front of her burned softly. For 20 long years, Maya had waited. Each year passed quietly, carrying away her hope bit by bit, yet never fully breaking her spirit. She had watched other women carry babies on their backs, sing lullabies, and laugh with their children, while her own arms remained empty. The pain stayed deep in her heart, heavy like a stone she carried every day. Every morning and every night, Maya prayed in silence. She did not shout or complain. She simply whispered her hopes to God, asking for just one child, someone she could love, hold, and call her own. Many times, tears fell as she prayed, but she never stopped believing. Maya's faith stood strong. Though her waiting was long and her loneliness great, she refused to give up hope, trusting that one day her prayers would be answered. Kaka, Maya's husband, had become tired of waiting. As the years passed without a child, his heart grew cold and restless. He complained often and lost patience, forgetting the love they once shared. One early morning, while the village was still quiet, Kaka packed his clothes and few belongings. He did not look back or speak kind words. With anger in his heart, he walked out of the hut and slammed the door loudly behind him, leaving Maya standing alone. Maya felt a deep pain in her chest as she watched him go. Her heart was heavy with sadness and shame. The hut that once held two people now felt empty and broken. Tears rolled down her face, but no one was there to wipe them away. About 1 month after Kaka left the hut, Maya began to notice strange changes in her body. She felt a gentle warmth inside her, different from anything she had ever felt before. Sometimes her heart would beat fast, and she would stop what she was doing, confused and afraid, yet somehow peaceful. Deep inside, Maya felt a quiet voice telling her that something special was happening. It did not feel like sickness or fear. It felt like hope, soft but strong. She remembered her long years of prayer and began to wonder if this could be the answer she had waited for. With trembling hands and a hopeful heart, Maya went to see the village healer. The healer touched her belly, watched her closely, and asked her questions. After a careful examination, the healer suddenly paused. His eyes opened wide in shock. Looking at Maya in disbelief, the healer spoke softly and confirmed the impossible. Maya was with child. At that moment, Maya's knees weakened, and tears filled her eyes. After 20 years of waiting, the miracle she had prayed for had finally begun. Months passed, and Maya's belly grew unusually large, round as the full moon. The villagers began to whisper in amazement. No one in the village had ever seen a pregnancy like this. Word spread far and wide, and people started coming from other villages to witness the miracle of the woman who had waited 20 years for a child. The day Maya was to give birth finally arrived. From early morning, people began to gather outside her small hut. Men, women, and children stood quietly, whispering among themselves. Some were curious, others were worried, and many were afraid. No one knew what would happen, because Maya's pregnancy had been unlike anything the village had ever seen. Midwives and healers entered the hut, carrying bowls of water, cloth, and herbs. They prepared carefully, knowing this birth was special. Inside the hut, Maya cried out in pain as the labor began. Sweat covered her face, and her body shook, but she refused to give up. With every painful breath, she pushed forward, holding on to her strength and faith. Outside, the village was silent. Everyone waited, listening closely. The air felt heavy, filled with fear, hope, and excitement. Hearts beat fast as they waited to see what the gods had chosen to give Maya after her long years of waiting. Then, one baby was born. Soon after, another followed. And then another. One by one, the cries of newborn babies filled the hut. People outside began to look at each other in shock. When the counting was done, everyone stood frozen in disbelief. 7 children had been born, 4 boys and 3 girls. Their loud cries echoed through the village like songs of joy. Some villagers shouted in amazement, others fell to their knees, and many could not stop staring. After 20 long years of pain and patience, Maya had been blessed beyond anyone's imagination. Her long wait had turned into a miracle, and her empty arms were now full with 7 beautiful children. When Kaka heard the news, he was shocked. People told him that Maya, the woman he had left behind, had given birth, not to 1 child but to 7. At first, he refused to believe it. His heart pounded as the truth slowly sank in, and shame filled his soul. Memories of how he had walked away from Maya came rushing back. He remembered her tears, her silence, and her prayers. Regret weighed heavily on him, and he knew he had made a terrible mistake. Without wasting time, Kaka ran back to the village and straight to Maya's hut. Falling to his knees before her, he begged for forgiveness. His voice shook as he confessed his wrongs and asked for another chance. But Maya was no longer the weak woman he had left behind. The years of pain, waiting, and faith had made her strong and wise. Maya looked at him calmly and spoke with firmness. She told him she would only accept him back if he truly respected her and loved the children with his whole heart. There would be no more anger, no more abandonment. Kaka bowed his head, humbled by the miracle and by Maya's strength. He agreed to her condition, knowing that the blessing before him was greater than anything he had ever imagined. The entire village celebrated the birth of the 7 children. Music, drums, and laughter filled the air. Maya raised her children with love, faith, and dedication. Her story, the story of a woman who waited 20 years and was blessed 7-fold, was told for generations, a tale of patience, endurance, and the power of miracles. Maya waited for 20 years, and her miracle came when she refused to give up. Her story reminds us that delay is not denial, and faith is never wasted. If you are waiting, hurting, or praying in silence, this story is for you. Hold on. Trust God's timing. If you enjoyed this story, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more African stories.